And we're up.
Welcome back to our campaign, I guess. Internets. Um, Last time we spent a lot of time in Emberwood Village, walking around, getting to know the locals, fighting animated suits of armor. Um, yeah, that's really all we've done so far, right? Anybody else have anything noteworthy that happened?
Karaoke was sung.
Yeah, there was some karaoke
Mm,
singing or
spoken
poetry
word.
or something.
Bets were won and lost. Some Queensmen recognized uh, Iron Bull there.
Right.
Some vague threats were thrown around about needing his help
Right.
should they come calling. Old magic weapons seen and sold, and fun times were had by all.
Yes.
So, the big question is, would you guys have. We discussed it off camera, as it were, that you're just going to go into the city searching for the Ratlings. Is that correct?
Let's do it.
So the question before that then is, would you have gone on and gone in the night, or would you have stayed and gone in the morning?
Hmm.
I mean, let's be well rested. I say we leave in the morning.
Yeah.
All right. Were you going to try and get rooms at the Bark and Buzzard?
I thought that was the plan. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. The price of a room there is 2 gold per night. So if you can each take 2 gold out of your inventory. And then we can begin the travel towards the city of Drakkenheim for the first time.
Mhm.
Does it stay in a room? Can I get does that mean I get a long rest?
Yes, since you stay the night, you will have a long rest. And can everybody see the map that I have taken you to?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, to explain a bit about the city layout, this is the outskirts of the city. You can relatively easily come and go through there. There are dangers, of course, but there's no one stopping you from
Mhm.
exploring that. As you can see here in the middle, there is a wall that circles the city, and there are ways in and out, a couple gates, the river going over the walls if you're brave enough, or maybe finding some sewer systems that go in and out. All viable ways to try and get in the city. The bulletin board ad that you guys were responding to, looking for help clearing out some rats, will take you over here to number 6 on the map, the Rat's Nest Tavern, ironically. However, you guys are coming from the south. Emberwood Village is, well,
Mhm.
southeast, or I mean, excuse me, southwest. I mean, Emberwood Village is along this road. So you have quite a ways to travel. And Emberwood Village itself was a couple miles away from Drakkenheim proper. That's why it hasn't been as affected by the meteor as, things closer. So, on our way there, I'm going to need everyone to roll a d6.
Glad I got that out of the way.
High or low is good.
You gotta say maybe one is good. You don't know.
Hey, either way, I'm glad I got it out of the way.
High is good.
Glad I got it out of the way.
Well, this is a group check.
Oh,
So
collectively.
3 people rolled relatively good to very good, whereas 2 people rolled pretty badly. So we'll average it out and say that it's an average roll. Um, so sorry, I have to look up different tables of things. So what I'm going to need one person to do is roll a D100, or yeah, 2 D10s, I guess, but only one person.
Not it.
Not it.
All right.
Solid 50. All right.
There you go.
A solid 50 ratlings come to kill us.
Right down the middle.
I'd say that's an average amount of rattlings.
Right.
Sorry, I'm still trying to find the right thing. There we go. I thought. Oh, here we go. Cool. I'm so sorry. I'm very.
While he's looking that up, and while we're walking to the thing, I'm giving everybody an inspiring pep talk. Talking about how awesome Iron Bull did yesterday, and how we're all awesome, and we're going to be so great at this adventuring thing because we're just awesome, and nothing bad could possibly go wrong.
Right. This is all great.
I keep waiting. Is there a mechanical benefit to this? Or is this just general peppiness?
Yeah.
Both. You get noble confidence, and you can, once in the next 8 hours, roll a 1d4 and add it to the result of a single attack roll, ability check, or saving throw.
Yeah. I thought it was an ability that you had.
I mean, I kept thinking that Hudson's questions were some kind of ability or something, but
Maybe
Nope,
they
just a
are.
quirk.
It hasn't happened yet. He has to ask the right questions, and then he'll get inspiration or something.
I imagine this was my spoken word as well. That's why it worked the first time and not the second.
Sorry, it's really difficult. I don't want to say difficult, but it takes longer to set up random encounters than I thought when they're actually random and not things that I just decided you would do and pretend to be random.
Is there not a way to mute all of my Discord notifications at once?
I always wondered that too.
Yeah, Alt F4.
Just seems wild.
And I'm sure on your phone probably, because usually there's like an overall notifications option on your phone, but I don't know about on the computer.
So I think as we're walking along, Nock is going over every like bit of his equipment before we actually get into the city, making sure that everything is like working correctly and is where it's supposed to be.
Speaking of that, how are you guys walking along? Not as the person who's been in the city before, are you sort of leading the way? Or how's this going?
I think my impulse would be, since I'm also, sort of covering rogue duty, would be to be like the second or third person back. That way, sort of everyone could hear me. But that way, also, I'm not the first person to get hit by something.
Who among the party has
So,
been to Drakkenheim
so
or
just
would
to
know
be
it?
clear though, just to be clear though, if you're the second or third person back, you are verbally giving instructions out loud.
I mean, as far as things that I actually know, but someone else had better survival than I did, so they might actually be better at navigating.
I don't know how
I
much Finch
mean,
would remember of
I
the
don't know
city.
how much navigation would be done through a city that no one's been to before, but that's fine. Like I said, I'm
I
just
mean,
trying to get an
I,
idea of what's going on here.
I would have been to the city before, right? It just would have been a long time ago.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. I don't know how much would remain the same,
Right.
but that we could say have a general idea of the layout. That's fine. So yeah. Anyway, marching order. What order are we going in? If Knock is in the middle, uh, where's everyone else?
I could basically be trying to lead it, and Nock can be correcting me when I'm making a wrong turn because I haven't been there in a while.
And Amnar, you're more sort of melee oriented, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Hudson at the back, then Bull at the back.
Um, I guess I'll take middle-ish.
And then, yeah.
Yeah. So what if we go Bull, Or yeah, what if we go Finch, Bull, Knock, Hudson, Amnar?
Sounds good.
That works.
So Amnar at the back then.
Yeah, because you can speed yourself up and rush into the fight if you need to.
Yeah. No, I can watch for attacks from behind. Not that we're gonna get attacked.
Okay, I think I have you vaguely set up how you should be going.
Are we trying to be sneaky, stealthy at all about walking through the streets? Or are we just kind of like
That's a very good question. Are
whistling
you?
and singing along while we're?
That's a very good question, Colin. Finch. Are you guys trying to be stealthy?
I'm
I think I
trying,
would not be.
but yeah, I know the rest of this group, so
My character would just not even be thinking about that right now.
All right, then no stealth checks needed. But yeah, I think that I am ready. As you guys. Oh, I'm totally missing something anyway. Um, we'll get to this. We'll get to this. I totally missed something. Before you make it to the outskirts of the city, you guys, uh, knock you would know of this place. It's called the Eckerman Mill, and it sits along the river, um, and it's up on a tall hill. And you can, when you go to it, you can see the city. This is the first time that some of you have laid eyes on it. You can see it. It looks massive, expansive. You can easily see the beauty and grandeur that it used to be. You can see the steeple of the cathedral. You can see the clock tower that's stopped working. In the distance, you can see the castle nestled on the cliff, and you can see the remnants of the Amethyst Academy inscrutable tower, um, which is very jarring. It looks, the tower's still standing, but the middle half is missing, as if the meteor went straight through it, but the tower didn't crumble. The top half just floating there. Um, a few of these places, the clock tower, the inscrutable tower, seem to be high above the mists. You get the sense that if you could make it there, they might be safe places to rest away from the mists. But you also know that if the hooded lanterns haven't done it yet, it's probably extremely dangerous. The Eckerman Mill itself sits just far enough away from the city that adventurers come here to rest after they've left the city. When they're hurt, injured, they take a break here before moving on to Emberwood Village. And on the inside, you guys can see that past adventurers have written the names of their group there, the names of themselves. You can see that some of the groups have names crossed out as if those people didn't make it, that they didn't return. Other groups seem totally fine, or maybe none of them made it back. There's really no way to tell. But you know that this can be a place for you to come back and rest if needed. And my question to you all is, do you write your own names upon the wall as a sign that you've been here? You were brave enough to go into the ruins.
Yeah, but I write as like a group name. I write Jacopo and the Finches. Then I list everybody else underneath me.
Well, it doesn't appear anyone's going to stop you.
I have no objection.
I think knock would put knock on there, but that's it.
All right. Um, with that, if there's nothing else anyone would like to do to commemorate their travels into the city, we, excuse me, we will
Scratch it like a scratch.
venture forth. And as you guys
There wouldn't be
make,
any like names that I would recognize on the wall, would there?
um, is there any name that you're particularly looking for? And if you want to keep it secret with your backstory, you can DM it to me or text me. Um, but there's a lot of names, and you can take time to look for something specific, or a group or whatever if you're looking for that.
I just very quickly glance to see if any names like catch my eye as something I would recognize. Just very quickly.
No, not really. There's like I said, there's a lot of names there, and you've been not around for a while, so there wouldn't be a lot of names you would look for or recognize. Um, not initially, anyway.
Okay, cool.
So yeah. Um, oh, also, this particular place has a few different um tips and whatnot written on the walls as like warnings for other adventurers or places to look. Um, sort of honor among thieves sort of deal, where they don't necessarily want to send other people to die. And the one that you see most often is to stay away from Slaughterstone Square.
Well, that sounds super friendly.
So what
Well,
do you?
anyone who would have been to this city, especially in the past, would know that Slaughterstone Square is where they would hold the public executions in the past. There wasn't a lot of entertainment to be had in Drakkenheim, especially by the poorer people, and the executions were a great way for them to get a little entertainment. So it's a large square with a gallows in it, or what's it called when it's not a hang? Well, I guess they could have hung people, but when it's got beheadings, is it still a gallows?
A guillotine?
The guillotine's the thing, but is that the platform that it's on?
I always thought gallows was for hanging, but
Yeah. Well, whatever. Regardless, there's a platform there, whatever you call it, where the executions would take place, whether they be hangings or uh, beheadings or stabbings or whatever it may be. Um, it's up there so that everyone would be able to watch and have a good time. Because who doesn't like watching bad people lose their head? But yeah, the warnings say, don't go there. Bad idea. Anyway, as you guys make it into the outskirts of the city, you find yourself there. No, I'm lying. That is not what happens. Um, yeah, you make your way through the outskirts of the city, and you start wandering through the different streets and alleyways, uh, making your way vaguely towards the Rat's Nest Tavern, um, which was a popular enough destination back in the day that both Nock and Finch would have an idea of where it is, if not knowing exactly the right location. And along the way, uh, going through the streets and alleyways, you all happen to notice some twinkling lights